The subway let Quick off on the 50th floor. So he rode the elevator up 5,000 more. Until he stood at the rooftop of the world. And as Quick looked out over the edge, he could see the entire universe stretch below him. Life, death, the past, the present, the whole thing like an endless circuit stretching to the horizon. And as Quick watched, as the city built upon water shifted, while the lights of the traffic moved in a jigsaw puzzle pattern so complex, Quick swore he could figure out the secret of existence if he could just get the pattern to slow down. And it was at that moment, Quick saw a girl standing at the edge of the roof, hair as red as a stoplight at twilight, and a smile that set his heart on fire. So beautiful, she took his breath away. So beautiful, he almost didn't see it. The Kleepboat. And as the Kleepboat, well, as the demon rose up towards Quick, he saw that it was 3 times the size of a giant. And blood began to stream from his mouth, from his nose. He felt the splitting pain in his head, he couldn't breathe. And as the Kleepboat, as the nightmare rose up, Quick saw the demon. It was 3 times the size of a giant. And it had a face full of shadows, and a mouth full of razors! And now, the Kleepboat, it's a demon from before time. A shattering from before beginning. Because you see, well, before death began, every soul was one soul. Every person was one person. The whole universe was a vessel full of light, and we all fit together. And life lasted forever. But you know what they say about things that last forever? They don't. The light, she was too intense for the vessel. And so was the light she burst. The vessel he shattered, and the light it scattered into thousands of sparks. Sparks that flew to every corner of the world. All the wrong sparks, in all the wrong combinations sewn up inside the jigsaws of each of our souls, so that we never really get why it is we always really hurt the people we truly love. So that no matter how tight internet ever holds us in this night, we're all gonna die alone. All these sparks, transmigrating through time and space, recombining through souls, trying to find each other, to come together, to heal, to love, which is why the Kabbalists say we find ourselves written in the hearts of other people. And now, well, I wish I could tell you it was just the heart of the world that broke when the light shattered at the beginning of time, because not only did the light shatter, but the vessel that held it shattered too. And now, all the shards of the vessel, they're called husks in Hebrew. Kleepboat. 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 And now, well, the Kleepboat, it's a demon from before time. It's got no shape or substance of its own. But if you let it inside in the night, if you invite it to a blackthorn flowering of a rose veining inside a line, inside a stain, inside a pane glass, inside a mirror line, if you invite it in fine pieces, it will eat you out inside. And when there's nothing left of you, the Kleepboat, it will ride you like a horseman rides a horse. It will walk your puppet through this world, wreaking everything it wills. And as the Kleepboat rose up towards Quick, 4 great black ink wings tattooed on its back erupted through its skin, like the wings of a bat, cloaking it as it moved towards Quick. And as the Kleepboat said, I know you think I'm ugly. My face is full of shadows, my mouth full of razors. But maybe I'm beautiful. And it's this world that's ugly and has a mouth full of razors. I mean, my esteemed colleagues, let us look around us. Truly, is it not true? Everywhere we look, life is full of loneliness, suffering, low-paying gigs. Hardly seems as if there is a point in living worth it all. But allow me to instruct you. Friends, I was there at the beginning of time, when every soul was one soul, when the entire universe was a vessel full of light, and you all fit together. I knew you then. And believe me, things were better. Is not the first flower of love better than the whole of the roses? Yes? Class? Yes? Good. And so, I have dedicated my life to the question of how we might bring that light together, to rekindle the sparks, as the Lurianic and Messianic Kabbalists say. And let us be frank, the Lurianic and Messianics do not agree on much. Therefore, the question simply put, and feel free to disagree at one's own peril, but it is my thesis that it is our goal in this world to bring the light back together, to rekindle the sparks, yes? Yes. To make things perfect again, yes? In a flawed universe, to bring it back together, yes? And so I began to try and think of a vessel for the light, a container for light. For after all, one can't hold the light in one's hands, it burns. One can't hold sparks in the heart. They're like sieves, they pass like time. And so I began to think in the bifurcations of ontologies, indeed in the flockopos and helipolificatory nature of dichotomies, in the way that opposites attract and align and retract, how left becomes right and right becomes left, how everything goes in a harmonic cycle. And one might perhaps speculate, as our colleague, Mr. Aguirre, does, that Bobby Brown, an impolite Michael. So indeed, then the question becomes, how do we bring that light together? How do we create a container? And so I began to think in the reverses, and it's begun to occur to me that if light is day, then is perhaps not the opposite of day, night. So therefore, if we wish to rekindle the sparks, yes? Yes. Better. If we wish to bring light together in this world, yes? Yes. We need to build a container, correct? I assure you I am neither fallacious nor fallacious when I say then, therefore, we need a container built of night, correct? So therefore, I have begun to build a container, a vessel, if one will, to take that kind of ordinary, individualistic, first self kind of nature that comes to every American so naturally, and perhaps to every human, and to allow it to fester into a kind of killing violence, a kind of racial hatred, a country built upon slavery, a legacy built on blood and chains. To allow it to become a kind of selfishness, agreed, if one will. It becomes in its turn a kind of hatred, a violence that sweeps like a switch flipped on throughout the world until everything is gone, until the entire world is indeed night and can form a vessel to hold light. That's what I've been doing. I've been bringing the vessel back together. And it's working. I mean, look around you. Am I lying? It is still running through the red earth in Richmond and Rwanda. And with good luck, it will always run screaming and eyeless through the Mission and through Gaza. But now, it's poisoning children's dreams, and it spreads through infections when one uses a cash machine. Indeed, the night is poisoning the rivers and has killed off most of the trees. If you let it, you can hear the hatred breathing right through this theater. And it is all because of me. And yes, Mr. Aguirre and Kelly, friends, you. As will be noted in the accreditations, I could not have done this without you, inviting me into your hearts, your homes, computers, gas tanks, wallets, and most of all, your souls. But don't worry, hard work's nearly over. The vessel is nearly complete. The only thing that's required of you is that you sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Because the night is rising, and the killing is spreading, and slavery is still breathing from room to room, and sea to shining sea. The killing hatred of night is breathing right through this theater. And it's all because of you and me.